Alright, hello. So it should go without saying that there is a big spoiler warning right here. A lot of this stuff is about Venus and things that will be happening in the future that haven't been publicly acknowledged yet. All of this information was data mined and I've just condensed it down for easier digestion. There are a lot of placeholder names and everything is, as always, completely subject to change. So I recently came across a whole bunch of information posted online that was supposedly leaked from one of the console versions of Warframe. Most of it's Venus related, but there is some other random tidbits in there. I'm just going to go through all of that now. This is all posted online on the 17th of May 2018, but as I said, I've only just become aware of it. So yeah, we got Venus mining, which has been confirmed. I've got a list here of the common gems and ores, the uncommon gems and ores, the rare gems and ores, and also Eidolon gems. So I'll probably put that on the screen now. So just like the mining we already have, each compound has its unrefined and refined forms. We've also got Venus fishing, so it's apparently robotic fish in coolant. There's going to be Corpus, Oricon, Solaris, and generic fish, and their loot is all robotic parts. So this is only a sample, but there seems to be about one Venus fish per plains of Eidolon fish, so it's basically just a copy paste with new loot, new names. When I say Solaris, I believe the community, like Cetus on the plains of Eidolon, is going to be Solaris on the plains of Venus, whatever they decide to call that. There's a whole bunch of Corpus loot here, which I'll also display on screen. As it's not really a secret anymore, but Limbo Prime has been announced. Well, not announced, I guess, but leaked. It's all over the Reddit. But the person that posted all of this information also claims that it is coming with the Destreza and the Pyrana primes as the two accompanying primes. So the Destreza is shown in the same screenshot as Limbo Prime, but Pyrana, there's a lot of speculation that it will be Magnus. And, I can't really say one way or another, but all of this guy's info seems correct so far. So moving on, we've got the Corpus experimental pistols and rifles, so that's the Zors from Cetus. We've all known about that for a while, but this list has the first sign of arcanes specific to the weapons, so new Exodias. We've got bullet to battery, which converts the clip in a weapon to a rechargeable battery. And we've also got eye in the sky, which slows down player movement speed while aim gliding in the air. So I guess you can just stay in air for longer using that. We've got a new boss, a new major plot boss named Izar, so Isaac with a H instead of a C, Izar. I don't really know where that is, there's no context to that information. I also know there's an Excalibur Umbra Bobblehead that's been added to the game. We all know the sacrifice is coming soon, but there's that. There's a new Syndicate on Venus, and it is called Solaris United, and it comes with a quote saying the Solaris United works from the shadows to free the Solaris people from the yoke of Corpus debt slavery, to secure a future where all Solaris own their own bodies and their own futures. So from that line you can deduct that Solaris is in fact the Cetus people of Venus. And it also has a few titles listed, which is Drifter, Ambidexter, Cove, Old Mate, and Boss. So as you rank up through the Syndicate, you'll go through those names. Just based on those names, it's still a fairly primitive civilization, similar to Cetus, I would imagine. Those aren't very high-tech names, but that's just speculation. On top of that, we have Venus hunting. So there seems to be some sort of hunting system they're working on. You can place bait and traps. There's only debugging information for this, no translated strings, so it's either just something they're still toying with, or something they're adding for Venus and are trying to keep out of our hands. That was a quote from the person that pulled this information from wherever he pulled it from. And he provided 3 little quotes, the first of which saying, failed to find a spot to place hunting bait, can't place traps this close to the main gate, and trapping not supported here. So they're all excerpts of dialogue, presumably when you're trying to place traps in the game. But that's all the information I have about hunting. Digging a bit further, there was another Peculiar mod listed. It's called Peculiar Senseless, which has a percentage chance to sleep the target for X duration on an impact crit. I don't really know if that's relating to the new physical changes they're adding, or if an impact crit just means the weapon has to deal impact. I don't know. There's also, I've called it cruise ship. I don't really know. There's no real information on what it relates to. It's just some speculation that it is the vehicles that have been shown for the Venus open world. But the names themselves sound spacey, so I don't know if Steve has maybe done some more work on the experimental space battle system he was talking about. Put those names on screen as well, but things like battleship and corvette, cruiser, it's all pretty spacey. I don't know what a railjack is. And there's a few weapons there: blaster, burst cannon, pulse laser, railgun. All sounds pretty cool. And further from that, we've got a little bit more about the Kingpin system. So apparently they've done more work on the system, and a whole bunch of related code and information was recently added to the game. This person has provided a sample of it, and I'm going to put another spoiler warning here because it's all dialogue from the game, but it also it tells you when it's being used. So I'm going to read through it. I'm not going to do any funny voices, but so it tells you what it is, it tells you exactly what the dialogue is, and it tells you where it's used. So I haven't changed the order of any of this, even though some of it seems out of order, but I don't know that, so I haven't touched it. But we've got after resurrection, where he says, "What? I live, but how?" And we have assassination introduction. "I've been waiting for you, Tenno." Attack before resurrection. "Finally, my chance to kill a Tenno. I can smell the credits now." That one actually reminds me of the G3. We have blockade introduction. "Want to pass through node name? You have to get through me first." So we have a blockade of some kind. We have a hidden taunt. "Did you forget about me, Tenno?" "I haven't forgotten about you." It's interesting when I'm reading all this that I'm thinking it in Taragor's voice, and it's actually difficult for me not to use that. So we have obsession become player. So I don't know if obsession is, if that's an entity or, I don't know what that is. But they say, "Interesting choice of weapon, Tenno. I've recently acquired one of those myself." Then we have obsession investigate resurrection. "What force brought me back to life? What force keeps making me stronger?" Sounds interesting. Then we have obsession kill player. "In my heart, I know I was brought back to this life for one purpose, to end yours." Very sinister. "On death, you win, but there will be others, I can feel it." "On final flee, I was brought back to kill you, not the other way around. I'll finish this, I'll finish you." So being that there's a final flee and a death, I assume there's multiple stages like there is with Vahek on Earth. Then we have on first death, he just screams no, so that also leads to that. And then on flee, this isn't over, so you kill him once, he flees, and then there's a final death as well. But that's all just speculation. Apart from those actual voice lines, we have no context to what this is. And the person that shared this sample didn't deign to share anything else. But it's still interesting. Kingpin system it was supposed to be like Shadow of Mordor's Nemesis system. It was teased probably over a year ago now, which is a real shame because the Kingpin system was probably the biggest thing that I was actually hyped for in Warframe, because they also said that it would come with a mode where you can choose the node, you can choose the mission type, you can choose which enemies will spawn, and you can choose which level they're at. So as we all know, DE is completely incompetent when it comes to creating difficult content. So if they give us the tools to create it ourselves, that would be awesome. And I think it would be amazing to have access to like a mission creator like that. I just think that would be really useful. Anyway, hopefully all that made sense. That's all the information I have now. I will have already shown all the relevant information on the screen, and I'll probably just have some Lephantis B-roll rolling in the background because my audio fucked up on that recording. Anyway, see you later.